Hi, good afternoon. I am Rajendra here. Welcome to technical session. So, in the morning session, we discussed so far on programs that is reverse of a number, palindrome number, and some technical questions on C language. Now we will go for some other programs like Armstrong number or not, and some of the logical programs. Now we will discuss. So, let us see what is Armstrong number. Okay. Once we given any number, if we check whether it is Armstrong number or not. Okay. First of all, we will see what is Armstrong number. Armstrong number is nothing but a sum of each digit of the cubes are equal to given number is called Armstrong number. Okay. For example, we go some if we take one number that is 153, okay, sum of the given number, sum of the given numbers means sum of the given number, that is 1 sum of the given numbers, cubes of the sum of the given number, cubes of the sum of the given number, 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube, 3 cube. Here 1 cube plus 1 cube means 1 plus 5 cube means 5 into 5 into 5, that is 125. Next 3 cube, that is 27. Okay. 1 plus 127, 125 plus 27 plus 1, that is 153. So, this is nothing but a Armstrong number. Okay. This is the logic behind this program. So, we need to, first of all, what we have to do, we need to extract the each digit, okay, 1, 5 and 3. Once we extract each digit, then we need to do the cubes of the each digit and store into one variable. Then we will get the Armstrong number. That is what we are writing here. Just look here. I will write here, that is include stdio.h hash include conio.h void main declare variables declarations. So, what are the variables we are taking here? Int reverse, next sum, what are the variables? Sum and temp n. These are the variables which are we are going to take. Now, asking the user, ask the user to take input. So, we are asking the user, that is printf enter any number, enter any number, scanf %d ampersand n yes n. So, we need to store this value into temporary variable, temp equal to n. Next, use the loop, any loop here you can use. Here we are using the while loop until n becomes 0. Instead of n is not equal to 0, we can go for n is greater than equal to 0 also. Now, logic. That logic is first extract each digit. First we need to store reverse into 0, initialize equal to 0. So, reverse equal to 0, that is n percentile 10. So, n percentile 10 means that is stored into reverse value is stored into reverse value stored into reverse. Next, once it is done, next we need to do the sum equal to reverse into reverse plus reverse sum plus reverse into 3 times cubes, right? Okay, that is stored into sum. Before writing sum also should be initialized with zeros. So here reverse, if you don't write reverse equal to 0 also no problem, because that value will be modified anyhow. Next, reverse sum plus reverse into reverse. Next, we need to modify the n value, n/10. So now the sum will contain the sum of the given numbers, cubes given numbers. So now we can print here printf, that is given Armstrong number is %d, what is where we are keeping, that is sum. So this is a given number. Next must be end of the program. So same thing we are doing here. Sum of the given numbers must be equal to the 0. So we need to check here whether that one is given number and sum of the cubes of the given number is equal to 0 or not. So how do we check? Means here we are already declared one temp sum equal comparing with temp. Next we can write here, next else printf, it is not Armstrong number. So this is the logic for the whether the given number is Armstrong number or not. Now we will see in details here. For example, input value is T is 153. So first 153 is stored to where, that is stored into n, that is stored into n. Okay. Later we are storing into temp equal to n, okay, that is 153. Before modifying the n value, we are storing into some other second variable, that is temp. So next what we are doing, extracting each digit, okay, that is n is not equal to 0 means which becomes true in the while loop. N equal to reverse equal to n percentile 10, okay. The meaning of this one is n means here 153 percentile 10, so that is 10 153. So 10 ones are 10. So what we get here 53. Okay. Next 10 5s are 50. What we get here 3 is the remainder. So 3 is a remainder, that is 3 is stored to where? 3 is stored, we are storing into reverse equal to 3. So first 3 is stored into reverse. Here n percentile 10 means we will get here, that is 3. 3 is stored into reverse. Later what we are doing? Sum equal to sum plus, sum means here 0 plus, here we will get 3. Here 0 plus 3 into 3 into 3, 3 into 3 into 3, that is 27. 27 plus 0, 27 itself. That 27 is stored into sum. 27 is stored into sum. Next, n equal to n slash 10. N slash 10 means that is coefficient of the value, that is 15. 15 is stored to where? 15 is stored into n. N equal to 15 now. Okay. Next iteration, second iteration, that is while n is not equal to the 0, that is 15 is not equal to 0, which is true. Okay, which is true. So condition becomes true. Now the control enters the body of the while loop. This is the body of the while loop. Next, reverse equal to n percentile 10. Here n means what? That is 15. 15 percentile 10. 15 percentile 10 means 15 ones are 10, 10 ones are 10, we will get 153. Next, we will get the remainder 5 here. So 5 is stored to where? Remainder. 5 is stored to where? Remainder. Now reverse equal to 5. Now the value variable of the reverse equal to 5. Next, second step, that is sum equal to sum plus reverse into reverse into reverse. Sum equal to what here? 27. 27 plus reverse into reverse into reverse, that is 125. 125. What is the value of 125? 2, 12, that is 3 to 5. 152 we will get. 152 we will get. So now the sum value is 152. Now the sum value is 152. Next here modifying the n equal to n by 10. N by 10 means what? 15 by 10. 15 by 10 means that is 1. That is 1 only. 15 by 10 means 1. So now n value is 1. Next iteration, n is not equal to 0. Now the n value is 1. 1 is not equal to 0, which is true. Now the control enters the body of the while loop. Reverse equal to n percentile 10. Here n percentile 10 means 1 percentile 10. 1 percentile 10 means what? One percentile 10. So here it 0 comes here. So 0. So remainder is 1. Now the remainder is 1, quotient is 0. So now 1 is stored into reverse. Now the 1 is stored into reverse. 1 is stored into reverse. Sum equal to sum plus reverse into reverse into reverse. Sum equal to right now 152 plus reverse into reverse into reverse, that is 1 into 1 into 1, that is 1 only. Now 152 plus 1, that is 153. 153. Now 153 is stored into left hand side variable sum. Next statement, n equal to n slash 10. N slash 10 means what? N, now the n value is 1 slash 10. Okay, 1 slash 10 means n becomes 0 now. Now n becomes 0. Next iteration, 0 is not equal to 0, which is false. Control comes out of the while loop. Now the control comes out of the while loop. If temp double equal to sum, what is the value of temp right now? That is 153. 153, some value is 153. 153. Now this condition becomes true. So printf Armstrong number is sum. 153 is Armstrong number. So here else party will not be executed. This is the sum of the Armstrong number. It is also one of the logical interview question. Next we go for another question. Next, prime number or not. So prime number or not also one of the important interview questions. Prime number, first of all, prime number means whether that number is divisible only 2 times. If you take 7 number, 7 is divisible only 2 times, that is 1 and that number itself, then we can say that it is a prime number. If you take 4, 4 is divisible 3 times, that is 1, that is 2, next one is 4. 1 4s are 4, next 2 2s are 4, 4 1s are 4. So it is not a prime number, because the rule is it should be divisible only 2 times, then only we can say that it is a prime number. So based on this logic, based on this formula, we are designing the prime number program. So we will write the prime number program now. So check whether the given number is prime or not, whether the given number is prime or not. This is the question we are getting here. So whether the given number is prime number or not, first we are including the header files stdio.h, include conio.h, void main, first declare the variables, variable declaration, int any number input value n, counter, these are the variables, and I, clrscr which is used to clear the screen, it clears the screen. Next, printf, we are asking the user to enter the number, enter any number, read the value from the keyboard and store into the variable, that is percentile d ampersand n, we are storing into variable n the given number, semicolon. Next we read the value from the keyboard and stored into the variable. Next what we have to do, we need to check that given number is divisible, how many times it is divisible. Once it is divisible, counter, we have taken one counter here, that should be incremented by 1. Okay, so that we are doing that logic. So I am here counter, I am initializing the value counter equal to 0. Initially it contains 0. Here we are going for the for loop. For I equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Next, here checking the whether it is divisible or not, n percentile I, n percentile I. So if n percentile I equal to 0, that is divisible, then we are incrementing the value, that is counter equal to counter plus 1. Okay. If you write counter plus plus also, is nothing wrong. This is a logic for the prime number. Next, check how many times it is divisible. So, we are storing the number of times it is divisible, that is in the counter. Last we are comparing, we know that it is divisible only 2 times. So, if that number double equal to 2 times, we can say that it is a prime number. Okay. Else if that condition becomes false, display it is a not a prime number. That's what we are writing here. Printf it is prime number, else it is not prime number, \n. That is it. So, this is the program for the whether the given number is prime number or not. First we are including the header files. Okay. This header file is for printf and scanf, and second header file is for getch and clear the screen. Here while main method, execution start from the main method. Why we are writing the void means we are not returning anything to the operating system, for that reason we are writing void here. Beginning of the C program or main method, beginning of main function. These are the variables declarations. Clear the screen, clears the screen, enter any number. So, we will take one number, that is 3. I want to check whether the given number 3 is prime number or not. So, first 3 is stored into n. Scanf function is a predefined function which reads the data from the keyboard and stored into the conio.h. 3 is stored into n. The n value equal to 3. So, now first I equal to 1, I equal to 1, 1 less than or equal to 3, condition is 3, condition is true. So, whenever the condition is true, now the control enters to here, that is if condition. Here what is if condition? N percentile, n means what here? 3 percentile 1, 3 percentile 1, 1 double equal to 0, which is true, because 3 is divisible by 1, so it is true. Whenever the condition is true, now the control equal to control plus 1, control counter equal to counter plus 1, counter initially we gave the 0, 0 plus 1, 0 plus 1, so that is 1, 1 is stored into counter. Next iteration I plus plus, I plus plus, now the I becomes 2, I becomes 2, 2 less than or equal to 3, which is true. Now the if condition, 3 percentile 2, so which becomes false here, because 3 is not divisible by 2. So, if body of the if condition is not executed, means this counter is not incremented. Again next iteration I plus plus, I plus plus, I is incremented by 1, that is 3, 3 less than or equal to 3, which is true, condition is true. Now the control enters the body of the for loop, that is if n percentile I, n means what here? 3, percentile I means 3, 3 percentile 3, okay, which is true, condition is true, condition is true. So, now the counter equal to counter plus 1, initially counter equal to 1 plus 1, So 1 plus 1, that is 2, 2 is stored into counter. Next iteration I plus plus, now the I value is 4, 4 less than or equal to 3, which is false. Now the control comes out of the for loop. Now the control comes to here. If counter double equal to 2, counter means what here? 2, that is 2 double equal to 2, which is true. So display printf, it is prime number. This else part is not executed. This is a example program for the prime number or not. So this is one of the program. Next we go for, and another question may become about the loops. What is the difference between while loop and do while loop? Okay, what are the difference between while and do while? Okay, here difference is first similarities are both are repetitive loops. Repetitive loops or loops means group of statements or single statements execute several times until some condition is satisfied. That is the meaning of the, that is the definition of the loops. Or loops, it is also alias name is also there, that is repetitive statements. Repetitive statements or iterative statements. You can call it based on your convenience, you can call it the while loop and do while loop both are repetitive loops only, means multiple times execute until some condition satisfies. Second point, while is pre-tested loop. Pre-tested loop, whereas do while is post-tested loop. Post-tested. What is pre-tested and what is post-tested means before executing the statements only condition is checked here. Just look here. Before executing the statements of the while loop, condition is checked, means that is pre-tested. So after pre-testing, which becomes true only, body of the while loop are executed. If the condition becomes false, while never execute its body. Okay, that is the meaning of the pre-tested. Post-tested means first statements are executed, once it is executed, last it is checked the condition, last it checked the condition, that is post tested. So minimum iteration is 1 in a do while loop. Next, minimum iteration in while loop is 0, whereas in the do while loop minimum iteration is 1, minimum iteration is 1 in do while loop. Next, fourth, and some similarities are while, do are keywords. Okay, so these are the main points. Do while loop syntax is syntax of the do while loop. Do while loop, syntax of the do while loop. Now we write the condition here, semicolon. This is the syntax of the do while loop. If there is only single statement, then braces are optional. Braces are optional if there is only single statement. If there is multiple statements, braces are mandatory. And this is the while loop. Next, another question may be asked in the loops, that is, what is the difference between for and while loop? What is the difference between for and while loop? Okay, here the differences and some similarities are also there. Similarity is both are repetitive statements. Repetitive statements. Another similarity is there. Both are pre-tested loops. Okay. Next, every for loop is replaced with while loop and vice versa. Every for loop is replaced with while loop and vice versa. So, fourth one, main difference, contrast is when we know fixed number of times, loop has to be executed, then go for for loop. Okay. When we don't know how many times it has to be executed, when we don't know how many times loop has to be executed, then go for while loop. When we know fixed number of times, then go for the for loop. When we don't know how many times it has to be executed, then go for the while loop. Okay. This is only, it is not a rule. Generally we go for something like this, but every for loop and every while loop is replaced with each other. For loop is replaced with while loop also, it is nothing wrong, and while loop also replaced with for loop, we do not get any problem. So, only thing is the little bit difference, that is when we know how many times that loop has to be executed. For example, 5 times my statements are executed repeatedly, then go for the for loop. Then we can I can write for loop for int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus, so that the statement can be executed 5 times. For example, if you take the 10 times my loop has to be executed, so go for the for loop, but I do not know how many times it has to be executed based on the user choice, then go for the while loop. When I do not know how many times those statements has to be executed, then go for the while loop. For example, here I am writing one simple program, display second table. So, how can I write for I equal to 0, I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. So, here I can write printf, that is second table. So, 2 into percentile d equal to percentile d. Okay. Here I can write, that is d means here what 1 high into 2 into I. Okay. So, that it will be generated 10 times. So, here I know 10 times this second table will be generated 10 times. So, we go for the for loop here, but I do not know how many times it has to be executed. In the previous program we will see that reverse of the number. Reverse of the number, here I will go with while loop, because I do not know how many times it has to be executed. So, here we go for the while loop. This is the difference. Next we go for some other program. Prime number we finished. Largest number of 3 programs, largest number of 3 programs using the if conditions. Now we write the largest of 3 numbers. Remember, these are the programs which you had asked in previous interviews. So, those programs we are discussing right now. So, whatever the programs they asked in the technical round, those programs now we are discussing. It is also largest of 3 numbers also which has been asked. So, here I am writing the program for the largest of 3 numbers. So, first int large a comma b comma c. Okay. These are the 4 variables we are taking here. Printf, enter any number, any 3 numbers, scanf, percentile d, percentile d. So, we are storing into A, B and C, comma, comma, CLR, SCR. First we are storing one value into A, that is large equal to A. Okay. Now, we are writing the if condition. Let us think that A is a large. Let us assume A is big. So, store into large. So, now what we are doing, large is greater than B, B is greater than large. Okay. So, if it becomes true, if it is becomes true, then large equal to B. Okay. Next, else if C is greater than large, if C is greater than large equal to C, else A, B, no, display printf else large equal to A only, equal to A. Now, we are writing the largest of 3 numbers. that is largest of three numbers are that is large. This %d number so this is a program largest of three numbers. Here we are writing. This is a simple logic. First we are assuming that a is a large value, so that store into left hand side variable large. Next again we are checking next number. If the b is greater than large, so then it is large equal to b. Okay, that a value is overwritten with b. Okay, if else if c is greater than large equal to c, else. Okay, this part if you don't write also no problem, directly we can write else here. It is also nothing wrong, it is very simple. First anyhow we are writing large. Okay, if the condition true only, this condition is mandatory here, that is c is greater than large. Okay, so this part is executed, no need to write equal to a. This is the largest of three numbers. Hope you have written this program. So this is the next question is now we will discuss on if conditions. Okay, it is also called as conditional statements. What are the conditional statements? Is if statement, simple if, first one simple if, second one is if else, third one is else if, fourth one is switch statement, else if ladder, fourth one is switch statement, switch case statement. So these are the types of the if conditions, conditional statements. The conditional statements execute only once, it never repeats, and I cannot write the semicolon after the conditional statements, it leads to error. So what is simple if means? If condition, next statements, that is it. This is the simple statement. Next, second one is else if. Else if means if condition statements else statements. If there is only single statements, braces are optional here. This is the if else statement syntax. Third one else if ladder. First if condition 1 true, then statement 1, else if the condition 2, then statement 2, else if condition 3, then statement 3. Okay. This is the else if ladder. We can write number of statements. If you want, when it is we go for else if ladder means if there are number of conditions are involved, then we go for the else if ladder, and again we go for the nested if also. Nested if means if condition in a if condition, then it is called nested if condition. Loops also like that. The loop in a loop is called as a nested loops. So now these are the next switch. We will see now switch syntax, switch expression. Now the beginning of the switch Next we go for the case, any constant value here, constant, next you can write here statements. For every case statement we write the break. Break is mandatory in the switch case. If you omit the break statement, all the cases are executed if it is not matching also. One case is matching, remaining the below of the that matching case are also will be executed if you omit the break. Here the break is a unconditional statement. We have several unconditional statements are there. One is break, continue, return, go to statements. These are all are called the unconditional statements are jump statements. So, here one of them is break statement. Break statement is control comes out of that block is called break statement. Once the break statement is executed, control comes out of that block, that is called unconditional statement. Okay, it is one of the unconditional statement, that is break. And break is a keyword. Break, continue, go to, return, these are all are the keywords. But exit also there, it is also behaves like unconditional, but exit is a function. Exit is a function, so it comes control comes out of the program, that is the exit. Return means control comes out of the that function, that is return statement. Break means only that block, return means control comes out of the function, exit means control comes out of the program, total program. So, execution terminates while the exit function is executed, that is the meaning of the exit. But exit is not a part of the unconditional statement because exit is a predefined function. Next to case, now we will see the case constant, next constant. Statements, break. Next default, next break, end of the switch case, end of the switch case. Switch case, this is the switch case example. So, here the some rules are there to in order to write the switch case. Those rules are, what are the rules means? Rules are, in switch case we need to write only integer character, but not the floats are not allowed. Floating points floating points are not allowed. Okay. Second rule, break is mandatory, break is compulsory. Sorry, for every switch case, every switch case. Next, third one, characters can be written but not the characters also, integer floats are allowed, int character are allowed, character are allowed in switch and case blocks, case constants. Okay, these are the rules should be followed for to write the switch case. Just to follow this one, these are the switch case statements. So, here I can write integer, character or any value. Here I can write integer or character only. So, in the default break is optional, this is optional. If you do not write also nothing wrong, because that is the last, default should be the last. It is also one of the rule for this switch case, default should be the last, default should be the last. These are the switch case and else if and if conditions. So, these are the. Next we go for another program, largest it is finished. Sum of digits, sorting technique is also very important. Sorting and swapping also is asked for swapping program. Swapping program means interchanging the values are called changing the values are called swapping. So, here swapping program I will write void main. So, before writing the swap function I am including the header files, that is include stdio.h hash include conio.h void main. So, take any two values a comma b comma temp semicolon clrscr printf, enter any two numbers. Enter any two numbers. Scanf, read the values ampersand a comma ampersand b. So, we read the a b values. So, now I am writing the swapping logic. Swapping logic, first I am storing temp equal to a value I am storing into temp, a value I am storing into temp. Next a equal to b, next b equal to temp, a equal to b, b equal to temp. So, this is the logic. Printf after swapping a equal to %d \n comma b equal to %d a comma b. This is the logic for the swapping. So, % swapping. So, simply I am writing a equal to b, because because of this space problem, due to space problem I am writing only here printf after swapping, printf after swapping, end of the program. So, here this is a swapping logic, and swapping logic is very important. So, mostly for 100 members, this is 20 members are asked for this swapping logic, okay. And without using the third variable also we can write the swapping logic. I am writing third variable also. Without using the third variable, swap without using third variable. How do we write without using third variable? Means I am removing the temp, enter any two numbers, swapping logic. So, here I am not writing this logic here, simple within the single statement which I am going to write A equal to A plus B minus B equal to A. This is a swapping simple logic. So, that first A value I am storing into B, first this parenthesis is going to be executed, next that value means A plus B minus that value. So, it becomes the B value, that B value is stored into A. So, it is a very simple program, simple logic. This is without using the third variable. It is very easy to write. And one more, structures and unions difference also will be asked. What are the difference between the structures and the unions? Okay, structures and unions both are same, both do the same job. Okay, structures means it is a collection of the different types of data types. It is a collection of different types of data types, is called structures. What is union? Union is also same, it is a collection of elements or different types of data types, is called unions. But why do we go for unions, and what is why you use if that is the same definition means similar. One contrast is there, difference between the structure and union. Structure means it is the memory point of view only the differs. Okay. Structure means number of data types, size of the structure is number of the data types which is occupied, size addition of the total number of data types. Whereas union, how much, which is the largest memory is occupied in the is allocated, that is the size of the unions. Okay. I write here the definition: collection of data types are called structure. Okay. Structure or union. Okay. In structures, syntax for the structure, for structure, struct is a keyword here, employee, I am writing here employee structure, int employee number, char employee name of 20, next float salary, character, gender. Okay. Here the what is the size of the structure is integer plus array ename, that is char array, that is 20, plus float plus character, that is the size of the structure. That is here integer means 2 bytes of the memory, character array means 20 bytes of the memory here size, next float means 4 bytes of the memory, next character means 1 byte of the memory. So, total size of the structure is here 24, 26, 27 bytes of the memory. Bytes occupies in the memory, whereas in the unions only 20 bytes of memory is occupied in the occupies in the memory. That is the difference between the structure and unions. Unions syntax is union emp, same, just how we written here, semicolon is mandatory for structure and unions also. This is a union example. This is a union example. union and structure are keywords. So here character ename occupies much memory compared to other data types. So this is the final size of the union is 20 bytes, whereas in structure size of the structure is 27 bytes with the same data types. Okay. Except this difference, everything is same structure and unions. Hope you understood these technical sessions. You don't worry, it's very simple questions you will be asked, but don't ignore the questions we already shared. You can practice in our tool, the programs, and we have discussed. You can listen and previous recordings also, so that you can it is very easy for you to get in the technical round, and you need to confidently you need to give the answers, and don't copy your resume from some others. Okay. Whatever you keep in your resume, you be confident on that one. Okay. If you don't know about the Java, don't mention Java, because if you are the BSc computer science, okay, you can keep. If it is a non if some other chemistry background people may not have knowledge in Java, then whatever you knowledge in your degree, then you keep that one. Whatever the skills are there, don't keep. Okay. So because if you keep HTML, Android in your resume, Android questions also you will be faced. You need to be confident on that one. Okay. Thank you all. I wish you all the best. Thank you.